don't forget that the psychology of which I speak in the modern age is less. It's very young. It only began with Jung and Freud, which is 1930s. So obviously we're still in a very early stages. That's why I always tell people never get pessimistic, because actually when it really comes to man evaluating who and what he is, we are in a tremendously young and early stages of it yet.
Yeah.
But to get back to answering your question more specifically, what is freedom? How are we going to gain it? Does it happen in communities or will it happen individually? I go to there's a great line by Henry Bergson, the French philosopher, and he said that liberty consists in being entirely oneself.
Yeah.
So people go now, okay, where's the manual? How do I do that? Well, there is no manual,
exactly,
because
yeah.
a manual has to be produced by somebody else. The whole concept of being oneself is that you even form your own path, your own yoga, your own understanding. And then the way to do that is what is called apophatic. It is actually by negation. What it means is that you have to discover all the factors then, and I mean all of the factors that stand between you and your freedom. If freedom is identical with selfhood, then you have to examine in the world all the factors, and I don't care if it's your mother and your father and your brothers and your sisters and the teachers and the priests and the politicians. You have to make a study of all the factors that stand in the way of your selfhood. It's like peeling away veils and veils and veils of an onion or whatever, because hidden under all that junk is the self. And it's like I was talking about in the Los Angeles talk that I did 2012 on the future of mankind, and also what we talked about on disc 2 of Architects of Control, is that between the persona, right, which is the mask we show to the world, and the self lies the shadow, or more specifically the shadow work. The shadow being all the elements that we don't like about ourselves, that we forget and then forget that we forgot about it. And in society, we project that shadow onto other people, even nations, we even do it. And that's what we find ourselves in today. So when we look at all the traumas and tribulations that are happening today, even if you don't believe in one secret hand or brotherhood, controlling both sides, people say who don't want to buy into the conspiracy perspective and don't believe that and don't want to. Okay, forget that. Open your eyes, look around in the world, you see the conflicts arising again. And this culture of chaos, this culture of chaos control, of problem, reaction, solution, or just of general social chaos and state of decay, whatever you want to call it, that is a symptom. That is, again, man projecting his own shadow complex onto other people. We do it even in our most intimate relationships. But Bergson was absolutely correct, and his words have been picked up by people like Ayn Rand and also by Mikhail Bakunin, and many other people have said this, that the only freedom is selfhood. And so then it goes to the heart of your question. Obviously, two of the greatest institutions that prevent man from coming to selfhood are religion and government.
Right.
To the point where even some people have said that even if, I think it was Thomas Paine, if a single government exists in the world, man can never be free. Government is a symptom of psychopathy. It's a symptom that you have no freedom, and more so, I would say, that you can't even have civilization. In fact, I would say that we are even completely taking a lot for granted when we even use the term civilization, because as long as one government exists, civilization is in retrograde or doesn't exist at all. And if people don't believe what I'm saying, just go and pick up the book Death by Government and find out the facts about what governments do to their own people, and then talk to me about civilization existing.